You didn't invent Facebook. You didn't invent iPhones. You didn't invent email. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility because you can't control what you feel. You can only control how you respond to what you feel. That's the real idea here, is that
Yeah.
instead of impulsively checking, instead of escaping the discomfort, we're leaning into it. We're acknowledging there's nothing wrong with us, right? When it comes to distraction, people tend to fall into two categories. The blamers say, oh, it's my iPhone, it's Facebook, they're doing it to me. The shamers say, oh, there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm an imposter. Maybe I'm no good at this. Maybe I'm lazy. There's something wrong with me, right? And we shame ourselves. This is what I used to do. That's not helpful because, in fact, it makes the problem worse. You feel worse about yourself, so you become more likely to look for distraction. Instead, we don't want to be blamers. We don't want to be shamers. We want to be claimers. Claimers claim responsibility for their actions. They acknowledge this isn't your fault, right? You didn't invent Facebook. You didn't invent iPhones. You didn't invent email. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility because you can't control what you feel. You can only control how you respond to what you feel.
Yeah. And there's so much literature on like the underlying feelings of guilt and shame and how it's driving so much behavior. It's almost
Right.
unbelievable. Like if we would have like a magic spell, I mean you, because I think it would be better if you do it. There will be a lot of press around it, and you could like just turn off guilt and shame. Whoa, like that would be so unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have to, even those emotions, even guilt is a helpful emotion.
Yeah,
Brene Brown talks about how guilt is when you say to yourself, what I did was bad. Shame, however, is a pretty toxic emotion. Shame is not what I did is bad, it's I am bad. And that's almost never helpful because we know that shame can send us into this spiral of hating ourselves. And then we become more likely to drink, to watch too much television, to do something to take our mind off of how shitty we feel.
yeah.
And so that can be a very destructive emotion. But guilt can be very healthy, right? If you say to yourself, oh man, I feel guilty, that's what prods you to go apologize, to fix whatever it is that you did that was wrong.